This episode is powered by OutPost Roasters, small batch, high quality coffee with soul. OutPost Roasters in Johnson City specializes in freshly roasted, small batch, ethically sourced, fair trade local coffee. That's what sets them apart from the big guys. They work directly with small farms and co-ops to ensure responsible practices and rich, balanced flavor in every single cup. Whether it's early mornings or late nights, their 12-ounce bags deliver bold, smooth coffee at a totally fair price. Head to outpostroastersjc.com to explore their blends and single origins. Outpost Roasters, coffee that's definitely worth waking up for. This is new.
Okay, we're live.
Oh, okay.
So whenever
Yeah, all right. So we'll just kind of roll with it as we go through it. Because it's unedited. It's like just raw moments, just very casual.
We
and
will
if you
probably
need
cry.
water or if you need to go to the bathroom, you just let us know.
And if both of us cry, that's fine.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's why. So
That's why I keep boxes in my rooms.
yeah, that's why we've got the tissues. Because you never know when it's going to hit you.
Nope.
I never know. And I'm so emotional all the time anyways. That's just how I'm wired, whether I'm happy, whether I'm sad, frustrated. That's how I let it out.
And do you think that's a strength or a weakness?
Oh, I don't think it's a weakness.
Correct.
I think people might view it as a sign of weakness.
It's not.
But I don't really care what people think.
That's important too.
But I think
But God gives it to you as a strength.
Yeah.
We just have to harness it and utilize it well.
Yeah.
I love it.
Cry and annoy people with our tears.
Yep. Well, I told a girl this morning, your tears will help people heal more than a lot of other things. So we don't have to shun away from that.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of fresh in my mind. I just got through talking about it.
Did you work today?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I had patients all morning.
Oh, did you?
Yep. And that's why I was a little late getting here. I was like, because I don't rush anyone.
Yeah.
So if you come see me in the office, I'm always behind. And people are gracious and they're awesome.
Yeah.
But it's not healing if I'm rushing you out the door. I wouldn't enjoy it if I was rushed.
Yeah.
So I kick my feet up and make green tea for people. And we sit together, we cry together, we pray together, just do life together.
Yeah.
That's how I like it.
Well, and I'm trying to think of the first time that we had met you was, I think you had reached out to Carter at church, right? Because you were
about
recording.
video help.
Yeah, I think was this something for Health for Tennessee?
No, that was the East Tennessee Health Forum.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I think you'd reach out and said, "Hey, I need some video work." And then Carter was like, "I got your guy if you can." Because I actually was it that day or the
Same day.
Yeah, same day. And so Brian was like, "Well, should I do this?" And I was like, "Well, tell me about it." And then he was like, "Oh, it's I don't know, it's some doctor." And I was like, "Okay." And we had been here for a year and a half maybe. And when we moved here, I had researched to try and find a new doctor that believed a lot of the same things that we did and thought and approached medicine like we did. And I had found so many articles on you, just different things. And then when I had called the practice, they were like, "He's not accepting new patients." And I was like, dang it. I was like, well, I don't know him. I don't know. And I didn't know you.
Yeah.
And then Brian was like, I had this for some guy, I think his name is Dr. Mabry or something. And I was like,
oh, I love it.
I was like, oh my gosh.
The back door, you snuck in.
And so I told Brian, I think we were in the car and I said, "You're going to do it no matter what. You're going to do this."
And you said she wasn't the boss earlier. You're so funny, Brian.
I was like, "Please, Brian." I was like, just do this. And so it's really funny that's
And now we're friends.
I know. And that's how we ended up meeting you. And it's just funny how God works for things
his
like
web
that.
is weaved so fantastically, if that's a word.
Yeah.
You could never plan it. You can never organize it. It just is.
Yeah. It's like shake your button.
Yeah, correct. What I've also learned, God's never in a rush.
Yeah.
Jesus is never rushing anywhere.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, they're looking for you. It's like, yeah, they'll be fine. I'm going to go pray in the woods for a few days.
Yeah.
So I try to embody, we're all busy, but you don't have to act and be busy. It's not an identity. You can just do. Just do what you're doing.
Yeah.
Rest well, work well, all the stuff.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're friends.
I know. Ditto. So do you want to go ahead and say your name and let everybody know who you are? What do you prefer to go by?
I get called a lot of names, but Michael Mabry is my given name.
Yeah.
I have Dr. Mabry, Mike, hey you, hey honey, hey sweetheart, hey sweetie. I get a lot of names.
Most of them good, right? Hopefully all of them good?
All of them are good, actually.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
And if it wasn't good, I wouldn't care.
Yeah. One of my favorite stories of Jesus, though, when you said he doesn't rush for anything, is when Lazarus died.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay. And then eventually he gets there. And it's just like, what? Like, your best friend just died. You'll get there. Like, and it just,
He trusts the Father.
Yeah.
He's like, I was like, why would y'all worry? Like,
Yeah.
who can gain an hour of their life by worrying?
Yeah.
Now, that is easier said than done. And maybe we can talk about it in a little bit. But the reason we worry is like what's under the surface. Like, what are we worried about?
Yeah.
It usually has nothing to do with the thing we think it is. So we can hit that later.
Go. What do you mean? Dive into it right now.
When someone has fear and when someone has anxiety or worry, they'll think it's, I'm running late. Okay, like today's a good example. I was running late to meet you guys. Call Brian. Hey, I'm running behind,
Yeah.
Y'all are generous. And he's like, yeah, no, don't sweat it. I don't get stressed about being late because it doesn't define me. But if we're not careful, like if I'm running late to drop off my kids, I used to get so like, kids, get in the car. Let's go. But why? Who cares if you get a tardy pass? Who cares? The real reason, if you stop and pause, is what am I believing about myself is true if I'm late? Am I a bad dad? Do I not have my stuff together? Am I failing my kids? Like subliminal thoughts you don't think about.
Yeah.
So that's where the anger comes from, because anger usually comes, and I've learned a lot of this from a friend. Anger is always a secondary emotion, worry, fear. You have to look at what's under it. And if I'm feeling less than, like, oh, I'm being a bad dad, then anger comes out. It has nothing to do with being late. It has everything to do with how being late made me feel. But the feelings are not usually true. And so a lot of times patients will say little things in conversation. Like I had a girl last week that said, I am an anxious person. And so I cued in on it. And I was like, oh, is that who you are? That is who you are as an identity. Yeah. Oh, well, I guess not really. I'm like, nah, you said it.
Yeah.
And so we cued into that, and we got to pray through that and listen. And as she's listening to God and we're praying through that, God said, no, you are beloved. And so she went from I am an anxious person to I am loved in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Because she had somebody who gave the time to take that thought captive.
Yeah.
And so now she's learning how to pray and how to receive, and she no longer thinks I am an anxious person. Does that make sense? So sometimes we have to just pause and think, like, why am I having the emotion that I'm having? Like a check engine light. If the check engine light goes off, the light's not the problem. The light's just indicating something else is going on. We just don't slow down long enough to check it.
Yeah, especially this day and age, it's really hard.
We're way too busy, and the social media feeds and the dopamine hits, and like I go there, call that person, do that. We're too busy. And I think that's why one of the only 10 commandments that is to actually do something is to rest.
Yeah.
All the other things are don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. That one is enjoy the Sabbath. I think there's a reason.
Yeah. There's that. I think Charlie Kirk just had a book come out after he, what do we say? After he was killed?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, that's basically.
Assassinated.
Yeah. I was going to say assassinated. What is it called, Brian? The Power of Stop.
So he was working on a book before.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And we haven't read it yet, ironically, but it's The Power of Stop, and it's honoring the Sabbath, and how to honor the Sabbath. And it's kind of one of those funny things, because here we have this book and we haven't had the chance to read it yet. Right.
Correct.
But we've been really trying to intentionally slow down on Sundays and not, and it's hard as business owners, right? Because like, if a text come in, or, we're landlords too. So like if somebody has a problem, like some of those things we have to fix, because it's, it's otherwise it could be bad. But we've been really trying to like unplug, slow down, just have a day with the boys, go to church and just relax. And it's hard. It's hard to do. But as we've like been in this flow now, I would say probably for the past few months, it's been so exciting. And the boys are like, oh my gosh, what day is it today? And like they learn days, with their fingers. So they're like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, which is really funny when they ask questions about Wednesday, because they're like, this day?
Yep. My kids count like that too.
Yeah. So we're like, that day, that's Wednesday. But then they're like, Sunday.
I love the boys.
Sunday? Yeah. And so they're like, they get excited too, because they know that it's their day with mom and dad that are like,
we're together.
Yeah, it's not disrupted by anything. It's not anything like that. So
Hmm.
I can't wait to read it though, because it's probably going to be a good book, and it's going to be a lot of things probably that we know that we
Well,
just don't.
we have to practice it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I was talking to my girls about obedience this morning because they were just acting like little kids. They're girls. Um, but obedience in Hebrew means to hear and then to respond.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't really have an option. Like we Americans are like, well, let me pontificate on this. What does it mean to rest? And
Yeah.
we think about it for a year and we never rest.
Yeah.
To the Hebrews, they were like, oh, I have to rest. Okay. And so the whole thing about obedience is like you're obeying, you're listening. But as soon as you hear it, not just listen, you hear it, then you respond.
Mm-hmm.
So we do have to find ways to rest. Usually it's like putting your phone away. Maybe it's like dedicating a day to it, like a Sabbath, Shabbat. It's really nice and just like restful. Maybe it's you go do stuff with your family, like you're active, but you're resting.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I agree. We could rest more too.
Yeah. It's difficult.
It is.
Well, and you've got 3 girls.
Yep. And a beautiful wife.
Yeah.
And family's always around. Friends are
Yep.
always around.
Yep.
I'm very blessed.
Yeah.
Surrounded by a lot of people who love me.
Yeah.
And I get to love them.
Yeah. It's just awesome. And it's cool when you get to see yourself, as a patient when we come to see you and bring the boys and stuff like that. It's cool to see because you're never rushed. You're never like frazzled. You're never like, oh, what do you need? Like you're never like that. And a lot of times I think when people come into a doctor's appointment or something, it's generally heavy, right?
Can
Because
be.
a lot of times they're going to you because they don't feel right or something.
Mhm.
And so it can be a very vulnerable moment. And so for you, I think the way that you handle it and that you approach it faith first and walk in and be like, hey, how can I pray for you today? Or what's going on? Like, let's talk about it. Like, it's refreshing. And I think that, I know doctors are all over the place in terms of their faith. Totally understand that. But I think that as a whole, like, we just need to strip down and be like, okay, what can I do? How can I serve you today? How can I pray for you today?
Yeah, how can I just be with you?
Yeah.
And I tell people a lot, you're on a journey and you want to get somewhere.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't know where that is, so you have to like help them determine is that where you want to go? Are you sure?
Yeah.
But then the way I see my whole purpose is never fixing someone. I can't fix myself, let alone fix someone else. But I can journey with them to help them get where they want to get to. Sometimes you bring in other docs, specialists, you refer, counseling, therapy, whatever. But I'm just journeying with them. And the hard part in medicine with the insurance model is you just have to see more patients to make it work. It's like 70% of docs now work for other groups or other hospital systems. Like the way of the old independent physician is like going because they just can't make ends meet. And so to be able to sit there with someone for like 30 or 45 minutes is not usually doable. And so when someone needs 45 minutes, I give it to them. But then now I'm late the rest of the day. But each person, I try to just give them their time. And it makes me happier. They're happier. I never want them to feel rushed.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that.
Have you always wanted to be a doctor?
I can remember when I was a little kid and forget if it's my mom or dad. They're both in the car. But they're just like casually, what are you going to do one day? And I just told them, like, I'm going to be a doctor. And I don't have anyone medical in my family. I don't, my grandma was a nurse, but she wasn't practicing when I was growing up.
Yeah.
I think it's just something God like always put on my mind. And even when I was in high school being an idiot, like I always knew like, okay, I still got to get good grades because I still have to get into med school and I still have to do that. So even like in my dumb seasons of life, I was like still going in the right path. I was just like doing my own thing. But I think I just always knew. And now even as a doc, like I love going to work. I love coming home. Like I don't have like bad days at the office. There's busy days. There's harder days because you may have to deal with something a little bit harder. But like when you're doing exactly what God made you to do, it's like joyful. So I would say I always knew, but I think it's just because like God put that in me.
So you went to medical school though in North Carolina, is that it?
Virginia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I worked for some chiropractors in med school, in undergrad.
Okay.
I had 5 or 6 jobs in undergrad and
At the same time?
yeah, sometimes.
Oh my gosh.
3 for most of the time. Yeah, life's busy. But again,
and you're not a coffee drinker.
You know why?
How did you do it?
Well, it's 2 different things.
Tea,
So,
I guess.
green tea.
Yeah.
But, gym and eating healthy and sleeping. But I figured out last month why I don't like coffee.
Okay.
I always knew it. I just forgot I knew it.
Tell me.
When I was 5, I was in Ingalls in Colonial Heights with my mom, and I found a free candy machine. And I'm like, score. And I started cranking that dial, and the candy came out, and I ate it, and I threw up everywhere because it was coffee beans.
Coffee beans.
Yeah, it sure was.
That's hilarious.
So I was telling that to my kids, like just jokingly, and it dawned on me that is why I do not like coffee. I don't like how it smells. I don't like how it tastes. I have tried to drink it dozens of times.
Is this bothering you right now?
No. I have tried to drink it dozens of times in life. If we're in Cuba, if we're in South America, if we're in Spain, I'm like, I just want to fit in with the culture. I'm like, no, I don't. So I wish I did.
Yeah.
So I do green tea all now. But no, I think, I'm just driven. I have good health, thankfully. I have good energy. So in those busy seasons, like I was bussing tables, I was tutoring, and then I was working for chiropractors. And the reason I brought that up is I saw how they were treating people with their hands. I saw the relationship. I saw the hugs. I saw the nutrition, much more holistic mindset. And I'm like, I really like that.
Yeah.
And so the reason I went to a DO school was because I only applied to 4 med schools and 3 were DO. The other one was here in Quillen because it's just close to home. But I really wanted to go to DO school because it blends Western medicine and surgeries and pharmaceuticals when you need to use them with AT stills, osteopathy kind of training. So that to me was the best of both worlds. And I love it. And I would never change it.
Yeah. Doctor of osteopathy, right? I did say that correctly, didn't I? I had my sister-in-law isn't she a DO also? Yeah. I think she's a DO. I mean, she went the military route though, and so she's done a lot of things. But yeah, she went to school to be a DO as well.
I love it.
But it is different.
It's different. Now, a lot of them get out and they just practice just the same as anyone else.
Yeah.
But our training is different. We get a lot more anatomy training, a lot more, there's no manipulation and like body work in traditional allopathic schools.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of DOs don't use it though. So they learn it and maybe they don't get good at it. Maybe they don't practice it. So they don't use it. But the training is there. And the whole 4 tenets of osteopathy is the body is a unit made up of parts that work together well. And health should be balancing those 3 things. It's like very basic. AT still said it better than I did, but that's the premise. And I'm like, yeah, I can get behind that. A lot of allopathic medicine, like Western medicine, is all name the symptom, give the pill. And that's why we're in trouble, because we're not addressing root causes of things. So anyways, I was happy that I did that route. I do it all over again.
Yeah. We're just putting Band-Aids on things. It's a little frustrating.
It is.
And I think it's even more frustrating when people don't realize that either. And they just it's cyclical of, this feels like it's broken. So I'm going to start taking this.
Yep.
Which then this breaks. I'm going to take this.
Yep. And then you have a side effect from that.
Yeah. This hurts because I'm taking this. So then I need something else. And then it's just like, and then it's
correct. And then nobody feels well. Yeah. And they're on a handful of meds that cost a lot of money and they're not getting healthier.
Yeah.
And so there's a big difference between disease management and then health promotion. I see those as 2 different things because sometimes you need a Band-Aid. It's fine. Yeah. Surgery is fantastic. If you have like a stroke or a heart attack, like you need to be in Western medicine, like it'll save your life. But for a lot of the chronic disease, Western medicine doesn't have a whole lot to offer. Maybe you get worse slower, but you're not getting healthier. And like people don't realize the difference there.
Yeah. Now, Jolanda is also in the healthcare industry.
Yeah.
How did you guys meet?
We had back in college, one of the things God threw me into was an inner city ministry called 1-7.
Okay. And
so we kicked it with kids all day long, about every day. They come stay at our house. We'd take them to sports games. We'd get them food. We'd get them clothes. We were just in their lives, mostly at Carver, downtown. And this is a beautiful season. It was mostly college students. So there was, 20 or 30 of us who were just discipling these kids and just being in their lives. And we'd call each other and say, hey, let's go to Carver. We had no money. All of us pull our monies together to do stuff. And so it grew and grew and grew. And then at some point in 2012, we had a fundraiser that people put on for us at Milligan College. And so we brought like 30 of our kids. And then my younger kids they were the Munchkins in The Wizard of Oz. And they loved it. They're such little hams. Yeah. And it was a step show. And so Yolanda was in the step show.
Okay.
And so that was awesome. And so I saw her that night, and I still tell her this. She didn't believe me. But I was sitting with my buddy Brian, and I was just like, God, like she is like unbelievably good looking. And I remember it very distinctly. And so I went and introduced myself to her.
Yeah.
Nothing after that. But I was like, I'm definitely going to go talk to that girl.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it again. And then I saw her at a church service randomly I went to with a guy that I've never hung out with since or before. And then I saw her down at Blue Plum Festival. So when you saw her like 3 times in a week, I was like, there's something there.
Yeah.
And then I would joke and say that she hollered at me because she messaged me on Facebook and said, hey, I'm in town for the summer and I want to hang out with 1-7. And I was like, yeah, here's my number. You know?
Yeah.
So then she started hanging out with us and all the kids. And so we got to know each other.
Oh, that's so cool. What year was that then?
12 and going into
Okay.
13.
All right.
So, because I had deferred med school for a year.
Okay.
So I got accepted in 2012, but Jesus was just like, you're not going to med school yet. It was such a clear thought. And so I told my family, I was like, Mom and Dad, I was like, I'm not going to go to med school. And they were like, not happy.
Okay.
They were worried. That's what I was saying. But my parents have always been great about letting me make my own mistakes and like letting me process stuff. So they were like, just pray about it. And they didn't really give me much more than that. And so because I wanted to keep doing 1-7 and I wanted to help them like really get established. So I just messaged the dean and said, hey, I'd really like to come there. I feel called to this, but I think I'd like 1 more year to like finish what we're doing. And she's like, sure. I was like, oh, well, that was smooth.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And so in that year, like right into that first year is when I met Yolanda. And then 1-7 got better grounded and they ended up changing the name and making it a nonprofit. And then they kept going until just last year. So that lasted 12 or 13 years. So hopefully there's a lot of impact there. But in that year off, I met Yolanda. So we dated 6 months and I knew in 4 months I'm going to med school. So either married with her or single and probably going to break up because she would have to move somewhere else, you know? So engaged, we went on a Redeemer trip to Guatemala, proposed to her at 6 months, married 3 months later, moved, med school 1 month later.
Wow.
So it was just like,
yep. Bang, bang, boom.
but I love how God works though.
Yeah.
Because he was telling me, he was like, hey, this isn't the year for you to go to school.
Yeah.
And he provided a way to postpone that.
And then when did did she already go through med school at this point? Or was she starting? Where did her journey take her on that?
No, she never thought about nursing or never thought about medicine at all. She was doing a business degree.
Okay.
She had some business jobs when we were in Blacksburg, Christiansburg, Virginia. And she was like, I don't like business. But a lot of our friends then were in med school or they were nurses. So she went to nursing school. So my second and third year of med school, she finished nursing school, started working in the ICU our 4th year, got pregnant with the twins, and then moved back here. As soon as we got pregnant with the twins, I was like, we got to go home.
Yeah.
And have some help.
We need some help.
It was like, we didn't even like talk about it. Like we looked at each other and it was like, yeah, we'll move back home.
Yeah, we need help.
Yeah. Yeah, the girls were great. They were born the first day of residency. And then the last month of my residency, Ellie was born. So all 3 of them in residency.
How many years total was your schooling?
Schooling?
Yeah.
Like from kindergarten?
No. Like for college, is it
4?
What is it? 8 total?
4 of college.
Okay.
4 of med school.
Okay.
And 3 of residency.
Oh, okay.
So 11 total.
Whew, that's a lot.
It was a lot.
But I mean, it's
you got to do
blink of
something.
an eye.
You got to do something with your time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
so if something God calls you to, it's like just enjoy it. Like
Yeah.
just enjoy the ride.
Yep. I mean, why not?
Yeah. Why not?
So then, what year did you move back here then?
When?
Yeah.
2017.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did residency at Bristol.
Oh, okay.
Loved
Nice.
it. It was a great program.
What's like? Were you able to, like, is that where you cultivated talking with people and praying with them and everything, or how did that evolve for you?
I mean, always praying with people.
Yeah.
Really learning how to abide and hear from the Lord. That happened in probably 2018, 2019, when I got introduced to Jamie and some others through a friend, Jamie Winship.
Okay.
And so that started teaching me a lot what it looked like to learn how to tell the truth, well, like what we think is true, but then you receive the truth from God. And because most of us think we know things, but until we ask God, like, do we really know what we need to know? And so a lot of us would just run subconsciously on these thoughts that are never even true. Because if I'm not good enough, well, now I have to work really hard to prove to everybody I'm good enough. So you got to make enough money and get all the good grades and blah, blah, blah. And it's all based on a lie that you're not good enough. And so I've been navigating in that now for like 8 years, probably.
Okay.
And it has been such a good ride.
Mm-hmm.
Much more peaceful. I know just how to hear the Father's voice more clearly.
Mm-hmm.
He tells me when I'm doing something he doesn't want me to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
But then I can also help share my faith with others, literally,
Mm-hmm.
because I'll be praying with them and
Mm-hmm.
then teaching them how to hear God's voice.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really, really great.
Well, and you always have other kids that are going through residency too, other
Oh,
future
yeah.
doctors, right?
I always have
And
students.
so, yeah, thank you. Students, that's what I was looking for.
Mhm.
Total brain fart. And it's just cool to just continue to share that, and they can see, because I'm sure they shadow other doctors,
They
right?
do.
So they're seeing all these different types of ways that you interact with patients. And
Yep.
so it's just really cool. And it never bothers us when somebody's in there, because once again, you just have this ability to make it feel like no one else is in the room. And
Mhm.
it's just like, you have that, it's very restful. So you have mastered that, just so you know, from a patient perspective. It's never like, oh my gosh, he's distracted or he's looking. It's like zeroed in,
Thank
tractor
you.
beam.
That is the hope. That's the hope.
Yeah.
And so everyone I'm with, I just want to be with them. And then I will get all the other charts and stuff done. Like my little numbers add up on the side. You have like 40 results.
Yeah.
I'm like, I will get to that when I get to it. If something's important, Tracy will come get me.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I promise it all gets done.
Tracy, she's great.
She's
You
a
just
hot
went
mess.
fishing with her husband a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah, we go several times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I take my girls fishing. He brings
Yep.
his grandsons.
Yeah, but you didn't catch anything, I think.
We've
'cause-
not caught anything either time.
yeah.
Yeah, he's like,
hard.
dude, there's fishing here. I'm like, well, I have not seen them.
Yeah.
So,
We're not
yeah.
eating tonight.
So third time's the charm. Yeah, Joe said, how's fishing? I was like, well, thank God we don't have to rely on fishing
Yeah.
for our dinner tonight. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Every time we take the boys, but we just stopped doing hooks on their fishing poles because, like, it's too dangerous. It's like, I'm terrified.
know.
I am so terrified. Levi's just like, and I'm just like, yeah. So we have just the weight on there. So they're practicing.
They're casting.
Yeah. And then we have, Brian's got a fishing pole. So then, like, we'll do that. And then
Nice.
occasionally we'll let them cast off on that. But it's just like, whew, you guys
They love it.
you got to reel it in a little bit.
Well, whenever we go camping here in a few months, we can
Yeah.
go find a spot to go fish.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be really fun. We need to get a bigger tent though. We realized. And plus we were sleeping like this. So we all
Yeah.
were rolling down to each other.
No. You have to lay sideways.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We moved. It was just
Yeah.
it was just really funny.
Yeah.
But so then let's talk health for Tennessee a little bit.
Mhm.
Cuz when did that get born with everything that you have going on?
A year and a half ago.
Okay.
Yeah, they came out with this. So even before that, I had started the East Tennessee Health Forum.
Okay.
And what that is, we meet quarterly, and it's for healthcare people. So anyone in healthcare, counselors, doctors, pharmacists, surgeons, health coaches, physical therapists, you name it.
Yeah.
And I host quarterly dinners, and I'll bring in a speaker. And it's mainly just to drive community.
Mhm.
It's mainly, how do we who get so busy and isolated, how can we have a time just to be together?
Mhm.
I'll bring in some fun speakers. We'll learn on cool topics. A buddy of mine does a great job with catering. So we have a good meal. And it's just community.
Mhm.
But then what's born out of that is, how can we as a medical community improve the health of our state
Mhm.
or even just East Tennessee? Because Forbes came out like 3 years ago, and said Tennessee is ranked 48th out of 50.
Yeah.
Some other studies say 43rd. I'm like, whatever. We're at
It's in
the
the
bottom.
40s.
We're
Yeah.
at the bottom of the
Not
barrel.
great.
And East Tennessee in particular, in the Appalachians, we are the bottom of that bottom barrel health wise.
Mhm.
And some of that's, poverty, some of that's smoking, some of it's alcohol, obviously obesity and diabetes. It's all the things together.
Mhm.
So then just a group of us were like, let's kind of do something about that.
Mhm.
And so we had that, we called it the Healthy Tennessee Summit, which I only later figured out, that name's already trademarked. So they asked me not to use that name. And I was like, well, that's
Shoot.
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were super nice about
Yeah.
it. But I just never thought to look it up because we're all busy.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyways, I had that conference. It was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. We had a great time.
Yeah.
And a little match was lit, like a little flame was lit. But then the problem was, like, me and the few other people who put all that on, we all still have full-time jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And so God hasn't called me out of where I'm at right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, we'll do the best we can.
Mm-hmm.
But the hope is how do we improve the health of our region?
Mm-hmm.
And so we're always kicking around those ideas.
Yeah. That was a really cool
It was awesome.
weekend. It was awesome.
We put that together in 2 months.
Yeah. I mean, you guys crushed it.
We were like, we should do a conference. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it in January.
Yeah.
It's like October 30th. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
With no money, no nonprofit status, like nothing.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, how did you pull together all those speakers then?
me and Vicky and a few
Prayer?
others, prayer and just asking around.
Yeah.
And it just like, oh, that person will talk, and that person will talk, and that person will talk.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had a lot of sponsors come in and help because we
Yeah.
didn't have any money.
Yeah.
And we ended up having like $1,000 less than we needed.
Yeah.
And I think Vicky covered that.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it was great. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
So we just need more time and margin to put into that.
Okay. Well, and it was interesting because we had seen the Blue Zones documentary, I
Mhm.
don't know, like years ago.
Mhm.
And we were like, wow, that's a really interesting
Concept. Yeah.
concept and idea. And I don't know like when I don't even know what year, maybe it was around 2011 when I started like becoming more aware of things around me because that's when like I started feeling lethargic and I started
Mm.
having like stomach issues. And so I was living in Portland, Oregon at the time, and I was traveling like crazy for work. And so eating out was like tough. And I
Mhm.
always preferred to like go to the grocery store and get my own things, bring it back to the hotel, whatever. And so I went to the doctor and I was like, I just don't feel good. Like I'm lethargic. I have stomach aches. Like, let's talk through this. And she was like, well, I want you to try a couple things for me before I do anything else. And I was like, okay. And she's like, first, I want you to not have gluten anymore and
Good for her.
come back in a couple weeks and we'll see how you feel. And I was like, okay. She's like,
Great
see you
for
later.
her. Mhm.
So then I left and I was like, okay. So I had to look it up. Like at that point, I was like,
Mhm.
okay, gluten, whatever. And I know that my mom was having issues with it. So I was like, all right, I'll look this up and I'll see. And then I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be difficult with traveling.
Yes, I know.
But I was already going to a lot of grocery stores to get a couple things to like have my own meals. So I did, and I did that. And then I went back to the doctor in a few weeks and she was like, how do you feel? And I was like, changed my life. And she was like, all right. She's like, well, we can do a blood test and you can spend $200 or you can just go home and not eat gluten anymore. And
Yep.
I was like,
Good for her.
thank you.
I love that she thought about that though.
Yeah,
It's the
it
simple
was-
things often.
Well, and so it's just kind of funny. So I think like ever since then, like, and just growing up in having my mom, she's always bent a little bit more natural and
Oh, yeah.
holistic anyways of like, rub some dirt in it.
Yep, my granola chicks.
Yeah. Or like, and what is it? My Big Fat Greek Wedding, the dad that sprays Windex on everything.
Yeah.
That's like my mom with coconut oil. Like coconut oil it really can be used for anything.
Yep.
Right. And so it's just really funny just to go through and to like look at the patterns in my life where I've been like, okay, what have I done for this? How have I, researched? And you can stinking go down some rabbit holes.
Yeah. Well, now information's so available. Now you have
Yeah.
AI too. So people, what's fun about medicine? I think a physician should just be a teacher.
Yeah.
So we need to teach our people how to have health.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't give away what you don't have.
Yeah.
So if you don't have health, it's kind of hard for you to teach it to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can just set them up for success and let them run with it, they want to be healthy.
Yeah.
More than even I want them to be healthy.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that lady taught you, that physician taught you, hey, you can feel better without gluten.
Yeah.
And so now you've been down the rabbit hole and 15 years later, feel good, look
Yeah.
good, have good energy.
Yeah. It's just really funny though. Those little things can just change the trajectory
Yes.
and then Blue Zones. So when did we watch that documentary when it came out?
Yeah, we were still in Connecticut.
Okay. I don't even know when it came out.
Years. Well, there's been several books and documentaries.
Oh, has there?
The book was out a while ago.
Okay.
They have a documentary that came out a few years ago.
Yeah.
With Dan Buettner.
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
the Netflix one. That was
Yeah.
the one that we saw.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, I had my kids watch it too. It's like 4 30-minute episodes. Quick, short, easy. Great to go watch. It's like encouraging. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, these people aren't doing anything revolutionary.
Yeah.
They're just having health. Like they're just doing the right things
Yeah.
as they are going.
Mm-hmm. And it's so funny too because when we went to Europe, I was able to have food and different things over there
Mm-hmm.
that I can't have over here.
Correct.
And then when we were in Germany, and I was like, "Oh, I have a gluten intolerance," and then I remember at one of the restaurants, the waitress was like, "What's that?"
I know.
And I was like, "Oh," and then I told her, and she's like, "You'll be fine." And I was
Yeah.
like, "Will I?"
Yeah.
And then I literally did not have any problems eating any food anywhere in Europe that we went,
I
and I
know.
was just like beside myself.
Our food system here is toxic.
Yeah.
That's part of what's killing us. There's a lot of puzzle pieces in that equation,
Mm-hmm.
in that puzzle, but our food kills us.
Isn't it like there's 400? What's the number? 400 banned chemicals over that the EU
Mm-mm.
doesn't allow, but we allow them here. Isn't it some crazy number like that?
They allow up to 400 chemicals in their food system.
Okay,
We allow 4,000.
that's it. Ugh,
4,000.
so
And a
crazy.
lot of the chemicals we put in our foods, a lot of the atrazine, the paraquat, the glyphosate, all these nasty chemicals that we know cause infertility issues, they cause Hodgkin's lymphoma, they
Mhm,
cause gut issues because glyphosate's an antibiotic
mhm,
technically. And we spray that on most of our corn, most of our soy, most of our wheat, and that wrecks our gut, causes a lot of problems. All of those chemicals are banned in Europe.
mhm,
And what's ironic is one of the companies who used to own that was in Germany.
mhm.
So they own it, but it's illegal to sell in their own country because of how toxic it is, and they ship it to us.
Yeah,
And now our country is dependent on the food supply for it.
yeah,
It's
which
bad.
blows my mind.
I know.
And, like, especially glyphosates, like, when you find out all the foods that it's in,
Yeah. Oh, it's
um,
everywhere now. I
it's
mean, it's in the water supply. They find it in babies' tube, like the core blood of newborn babies,
mhm,
because the mom has it in her.
mhm,
So now the baby gets it.
yeah.
And
Same
so
with microplastics too.
all of it, yeah. So people do not appreciate, there's over 80,000 chemicals in our environment. Almost none of them are tested for safety and almost never tested together.
Mhm,
So it's just a massive experiment.
mhm,
And we're going to be the victims of that.
mhm,
And so all those pieces go together. So I'm often trying to teach people just how to live a life where you can like detox well because God made our body so it can clean itself, the liver, the kidneys,
mhm,
but you got to optimize their function or those toxins build up.
mhm,
Like I did a tox panel on a lady yesterday because she's having some memory issues. And she had like 5 heavy metals. She had like 12 different plastic chemicals in her body
mhm,
derived from petroleum.
mhm,
And then she had, what else? She had like 15 or 16 chemicals in her body.
mm,
So I'm like, look, don't panic. Let's get the plastic out of our life. Let's check your home for mold. Let's drink pure water, like get your
mhm,
reverse osmosis filter, maybe even consider a sauna. Like let's just start doing the basics
mhm,
and let's see what your body will do.
mhm,
But there's studies that show if you just do organic food for a week,
mhm,
your pesticide levels in the urine, in the blood, go from here to like here,
mhm,
just in a week. So we can fix this. It's just people have to be aware of it. And it's hard.
mhm,
It's like so much to juggle. Do I
mhm.
eat this or do I drink that? And when should I eat it? It's
Yeah,
just, you know,
yeah, you can think yourself in a circle.
you can. And then what happens is like the analysis paralysis, and you just don't do anything.
Mhm,
So whenever I'm with patients, I try to do bite-sized pieces.
mhm,
And I always joke and I say, I'm gonna make you a buffet of options and I'll help them. Like, here are some things we could do.
mhm.
Do you want to eat the whole buffet? Do you want to do one thing at a time? And that way they're included in the decision making.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
but as far as the food though, it's wrecking us.
Yeah,
So that surprised me. You felt better in Europe.
yeah, which is, you know, the food is so stinking good anyways.
I know it is. I know.
It's beautiful. The food is good, everything.
Correct.
Although I do have a funny story for you. So we went over there for our honeymoon. So we went for 2 weeks
Mhm.
and we did 7 countries in 2 weeks.
Oh
And it
Lord.
was just, we had the most incredible blessing. There was a woman over there. It was, all right. So hold on. Let me get the tree right. Brian's dad is a twin.
Mhm.
And so they got stationed. Did one of them get drafted and then they both, okay. They both got drafted. They both got drafted and they played the twin card and they were like, we want to be stationed together
Hmm.
because we're brothers. And so they were stationed in Germany.
Hmm.
They didn't see combat or anything, right? Okay. And so they ended up being in this little tiny town called Fischbach, Germany.
Hmm.
And they met this woman named Sabine and they just became, fast friends with her.
Hmm.
And then over the years, they've stayed in touch with Sabine. And she's come over to the States a few times. Like she just,
Hmm.
she loves
That's sweet.
America. So
Yeah.
she has come. And did I meet her before then or was that the first time? I think that was the first time.
Mhm.
So we were like, so when we were trying to figure out what we want to do for our honeymoon, we were like, okay, where have you been and where have I been? And let's choose somewhere where we've never been before because then we're exploring it together.
Yeah.
And Brian's been to all these cool places. Like he's been to Italy and England and like Hawaii. And I'm just like, what?
Mhm.
I've been to Canada, Mexico, just
Maryland.
like been all over the US, but like nowhere
Yeah.
like, over in Europe. And so we settled on flying in and out of Germany and then wherever we went around there was going to be it. And so Sabine is in Germany. And so we were like, we got to tell Sabine that we're coming.
Hmm.
Well, what she ended up doing was she booked She ended up booking and driving us and giving us an entire tour for 2 weeks. She was our personal chaperone.
All around the EU.
We were in Germany, we went to Amsterdam, we went over into like Austria, we went to France, went to Belgium. Like it was like she was unbelievable.
I love it.
And she called the hotels ahead of time to let them know that like we'd just gotten married, so that the hotel room was always decorated, and it was just like
you couldn't ask for anything better.
It was unbelievable.
That's a good family. Good family member.
But now I digress because now I forgot what we were talking about.
Oh, just the food
With
and the country and yeah.
Oh, my funny story. That's it. We were in Germany at a vineyard, right? And so side note, I took German in school, and I used to want to be a German teacher because I oddly enough, I love the language. A lot of people
Usually
think it's
not
ugly. Yeah, nobody says that, but I think German is a beautiful language. And I have ancestors that are German. Like there's something about Germany. So we were in this vineyard, and it's like a little ski lift that takes you up, right? And so Brian and I are like, wow, these are kind of like, these ski lifts move a lot. Yeah. So Sabine was behind us, and we were like moving, and there's these signs in German, and they say, don't move.
Oh, don't swing.
But I mean, we're just those Americans that are like, we're going to do what we want. And we weren't like paying attention. So then all the way from the top of the hill, we hear this German guy yell at us in German, which by the way is like, if somebody yells at you in German, it's like 10,000 times more terrifying than any other language.
Yeah, harsh language.
Yeah. And so we were like, oh, and Sabine is like, stop swinging from like behind us. And we were just like, oh my gosh. So then now we're riding up towards this guy, and we're like, oh,
you're going to get it.
We're going to have to leave the country. This is the end of our honeymoon. We're done.
Aww.
So we get to the top. And Sabine is like chomping at the bit because she's behind us and she wants to like translate and talk. We were like, we are so sorry. We're so sorry, sir. We did not pay attention to the signs. And then like Sabine comes up and she talks and she's like, go stand over there. And we were like, okay. So we're just like standing over there, like, children in dunce caps. And she was like, did we end up leaving? No, she ended up smoothing the whole thing over.
Oh, good.
And it was just so incredible though, because we felt terrible. And then we were like, oh my gosh, we're those dumb Americans, but it was crazy. And then we went to another place in Germany that had a natural salt. They had this big area where people go, and how would you even describe that, Brian?
Like a sauna, or
it's kind of like this boardwalk that was kind of built in like a parking lot. And it just had like there's like a track.
Yeah, it was a big cylinder.
They simulated salt water.
Yeah, and it was almost like a wedding cake, and you could go to different levels, and there was constant salt water, and there was algae, and there was things growing. And so people go and walk close to it if they have asthma, if they have breathing issues.
Oh, interesting.
And they just like take in the salt. Like it's literally in this little town. I think it's Bad Dürkheim, right? Maybe. It was a natural, I don't even know what they called it. But we went and we walked around it, and you could go up different levels, and it was just so cool. So like they just have a totally different way of doing things in Europe. But like, I wish we had that here. We could use some saltwater healing. And
I mean, in America, we're such a hodgepodge. It's like never before in history have like this many different cultures meshed together, which is really beautiful too. But all those other countries have their own little cultures they've had for thousands, hundreds of years. It's just different.
Yeah.
But the health culture there is definitely real. They're buying food every day. They're not storing up food for weeks. If we just kicked out 3,600 ingredients out of our food, we'd probably be fine. If we just hit the food right, we'd probably be fine.
Do you think that's ever going to happen?
I don't know. They're trying right now. They got a lot of conflicts of interest with money.
A lot of times that's what it comes down to. Money and power is that
it is.
People are going to lose both.
It is. Now, the grassroots movement in the last 50 years, that's what shaped what little bit medicines, in med school, they still teach nutrition, very, very little lifestyle medicine, nutrition, exercise, stress, sleep. That's barely in medicine, in medical school. So what little bit's been done has been forced up through the grassroots.
Yeah.
Even gluten-free, like that didn't come down from medicine. That came up from the people who were suffering. So I think the culture is changing it, and the government's having to, just like RFK getting in. Like that's a freaking amazing. Like some people would disagree with me. I think they're wrong. But having someone in there to have actual health-focused conversations and shake the barrel a little bit and change things and go against dogma That's helpful. So I think actually a lot of good is happening, but the cruise ship was going the wrong way for 100 years. And so it takes a while to turn that. But people are just tired of being sick.
Yeah. Which, speaking of, I brought eggs for you today.
Oh, heck yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. 2 dozen. What?
Sailing towers.
What is it called?
Sailing towers.
Saline towers.
Oh, the sailing towers.
I'm going to Google that later.
Yeah, it is. That is it. It was incredible. Is it Bad Dürkheim?
This one's in Switzerland.
Oh, that one's in Switzerland? Yeah, it was awesome. Didn't we eat inside of a giant wine barrel there too? Yeah. There's like a restaurant that's in a giant wine barrel and you eat it, you
Talk about
sausage and
giant
stuff. Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah,
I'd like to go to Germany.
Yeah.
We've hit Spain, but I've not hit anywhere else in Europe yet. So it's on the to-do list.
Well, and you're fluent in Spanish, obviously.
So that's helpful.
Was that because of Yolanda or was that?
Yes.
Okay.
So I had a really good Spanish teacher.
Okay.
Professora Jessie.
Okay.
She was awesome. She was a little wild, and I loved it. And she taught me a lot. So I knew a lot of vocabulary. I could conjugate all my verbs. Like I knew a lot. But growing up in East Tennessee, like I didn't have people to speak it with.
Yeah.
So then whenever I met Yolanda, I'm like, oh, okay. Like I got out all my old Spanish books, and my parents were like, "Why are you studying Spanish?" And they knew it was a girl. So then talking with Yolanda, we did a lot of mission work in Honduras with prosthetic legs. That's a whole nother life ago. And then we had Lacey, her mom, move in with us. And we've had 6 or 8 of her family members live with us over time. They didn't speak English. So just living in it, immersing in it. And now I'm fine. I could always get better, but I can go anywhere and be fine.
And then do the girls speak Spanish fluently too?
No, they're little goobers. They'll understand you perfectly.
Yeah.
But they'll speak in English because it's easier.
Yeah.
So like even this morning, I had some worship music on in Spanish. And they're like, "Dad, put it in English." And I'm like, no, at the end, they're like, I don't understand you.
Yeah.
It's all forced them to speak more English or more Spanish.
Yeah.
And Yolanda speaks to them in English too because it's easier.
Yeah.
I'm like, babe, Spanish. It's your native language. Spanish,
Yeah.
Spanish.
Yeah.
But when it's easier, like we just push the easy button. So they know a lot. I would like for them to be more fluent, but they'll get there.
Yeah.
They're smart. They soak it up. At some point, we want to travel more. We took the twins to Spain 2 years ago.
Okay.
And even just being there for 2 weeks or 10 days was like enough to like get them hearing it. Because Spain Spanish, Castilian is different than Central America, but very similar.
Yeah. You can still pick up on things.
Oh, a lot of it. But there's just certain words that are just different, and the accents are different.
Yeah. We've been trying to figure out what language we want to get the boys
Spanish.
into.
I forget how many. I think 1 billion people speak Spanish.
Yeah.
It's like a lot.
Yeah.
Between English, like Mandarin, I think Spanish is third, if I'm not mistaken. So it's like, and we have a lot of Hispanics here. It's like, why not?
Yeah.
But if you like love German and you're going to be around Germans, learn German.
No, it is a difficult language.
Yeah.
And Brian's like probably shaking his head over there like, no, they're not going to learn it.
No.
If anything, the Italian over here is going to be like,
but Spanish and Italian are so similar.
They are. And they're both beautiful languages.
They are. And Portuguese, like all those are very similar.
Yep. That's right. Portuguese. Brian has Portuguese in his family also. So he's got
all the Latin languages. Like once you know one, like you know a lot.
Yeah. Well, we've been looking into that because we met a woman who teaches Chinese and she was like, yeah, I need new students. And we were like, hold on. We got to figure this out. We got to like.
What makes sense?
What makes sense for the.
But a second language, no matter what.
For sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Just put cartoons on in Spanish for them.
Okay.
Yeah. Cartoons, children music, have like Spanish hours. So it's like no English for an hour.
But I don't know any Spanish.
Yeah, but they will. They'll pick it up quick.
I wouldn't mind learning. Yeah,
put on Bluey in Spanish or put on something, something that's cute and easy to follow. They'll love it.
I'm going to tell Jolanda to only talk to me in Spanish and I'll just figure it out.
Okay.
And then be like, hey.
Yeah, I can do that too if y'all want. I don't know how our relationship will be, but we could do it.
Just sit here like, Brian, what did he say? Brian took, you took French? No, you didn't. You took Spanish. What? Both? Oh, Brian's fancy.
Brian's smart. He's like what's that guy, the most mysterious man in the world, kind of. The guy from the beer commercials. He's the most interesting man in the world.
Dos Equis.
Yeah, Dos Equis.
Or whatever.
Brian, do you drink Dos Equis? He likes, exactly.
Yeah. Is that you? Maybe that's your Halloween costume. We were talking about Halloween costumes earlier. What did we decide with the boys? What did we say? It was like was it Never Ending Story? Yeah, that might be the latest one. So Brian's mom is awesome and she makes She just absolutely loves making Halloween costumes. And so she does all of the grandkids' Halloween costumes. And the boys are still young enough to where like they kind of want to all dress up together. But last year they didn't. Well, I guess it kind of, because Judah was a pumpkin, Levi was a skeleton. So that's kind
Yeah, it
of
goes
like,
together.
that kind of goes together. And then Brian and I were just whatever. But this year
we like to do themes.
yeah, have your kids seen Neverending Story yet?
No, that's an oldie. That's a good one.
From the 80s.
Correct.
I mean, how can you forget
Mhm.
the most terrifying, like heart-wrenching scene is when Artax drowns in the swamp of sadness. Like that depressed our entire generation.
Yep.
Forever. And you
Well,
know,
then you have Bambi. Like we used to make movies a little bit harder than they do now.
well,
We're a softer generation.
there's an old illustrator. His name is Don Bluth. He did a lot of movies in the 80s for Disney, and then he's done a lot of other stuff, and he's still around. He did like your American Tail. Remember
Mhm.
Fievel?
That name is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with the mouse. There are no cats in America. You don't remember that movie? And the streets are filled with cheese.
You're ringing my
Yeah,
bell. Like
Fievel, little
Yeah.
Mouskowitz.
yeah.
He just did a ton of movies, just kind of like Jim Henson back in the day, like in the 80s and 90s. And Don Bluth said that he thinks that children are a lot tougher than we think they are.
They are.
And he said as long as there's a happy ending,
Yep.
they'll be fine.
Or if you watch it with your parents, it's like you're safe, then
Mhm.
they're fine. And you can
Yeah.
actually mature them and grow up.
Yeah,
Protecting people from everything all the time, everywhere,
yeah,
not good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Never ending story. Put that on your list for
I
the
will do it.
girls. I mean,
Actually, we're actually going through a bucket list for Yolanda because she didn't grow up in the States.
yeah.
So like all the movies she never got to grow up watching. Like I had her watch Sandlot last month.
That's a good
And there's
one.
like 10 quotes in there that you hear all the time.
Yeah.
And she's like, that's where that's from?
Now
But
I get it.
But what's funny though is like a month later, somebody brought up Babe Ruth at dinner. And she's like, who's Babe Ruth? And I turned to her and I'm like, the great Bambino, the swinger of swing. Like I start going through the whole thing. And she's like, that's him? I'm like, yes, that's him, Smalls, you know. So anyways.
That's fun.
It is a lot of fun. So I'll add that movie to it.
Yeah, it's an old school. It's a classic. We've been trying to do some of those old school because it's just so hard also to know what to trust.
Correct.
As a parent, trying to navigate, as you know. I mean, I don't. It's different because I don't know what it's like to have girls, and you don't know what it's like to have boys.
Correct.
And so it's I don't know if it's different, having girls.
It's probably similar, but you want to like love their little tender hearts.
Yeah.
And let them be dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that balance. Like with boys, you don't want to tell them all the time, be careful, be careful. Like you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Because you want them to push the envelope.
Yeah.
You just don't want them to get too hurt.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you create that balance?
Yeah.
If you make playgrounds too safe, like kids aren't going to go play on it.
Yeah.
It's that kind of thing.
Yeah. It's like us growing up on trampolines without.
My parents never knew where I was. We were like 7 miles away on scooters.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like they don't know where we were,
Yeah.
So is that good or bad? I don't know. But you grow up.
Well, and there's an article too I was talking about yesterday that just came out. That was talking about how we can't raise our children the way that we were raised because the world is not as safe of a place. I mean, but one could argue if the world was really safe when we were growing up in the 80s.
I think it wasn't
and
as well
90s.
known.
Yeah.
Now with social media, you hear about some kid getting kidnapped in Bangladesh. Like we're always surrounded by horror, all the scary things of the world.
Yeah.
And in the past, we weren't.
Yeah. How do you what's your advice to somebody trying to navigate through some of that and trying to weed out, listen less to the wrong things and listen to more? What would your advice be?
I mean, we try to just not do a whole lot of TV at all.
Mm-hmm.
The little shows we let them watch, like a Bluey or little cartoons, Scooby-Doo, like we are familiar with those, but we just try to get them, obviously there's no social media for them ever.
Yeah.
Even rarely YouTube stuff because YouTube leads you other places.
Yeah.
We don't do a lot of TV. We don't even own cable. We'll do movie nights and things like that. But at least when you do that right off and clean our music too, they're just protected from a lot of the crap that they can learn about when they're old enough to process it. But if you teach a child how they're going to grow up, they're going to go in that way. And so we just want to, teach them in good, healthy ways. And when stuff does come up, we try to explain hey, here's why that's not a good idea. Here's why that's not good. Help them start processing.
And it's funny how to have those conversations with your kids too, because it's I feel like we discount kids too much. And we're like, oh, I'm not going to go through that because they're not going to understand what I'm saying
I think
anyways.
that's wrong. Yeah.
And it's no, they actually do because they literally listen. Even at 3, 4,
Yep.
5 years old, they are soaking up every single conversation.
Yep.
And it's funny. So Brian and I used to we can be very sarcastic, and we've realized over the past couple of years that we've had kids, sarcasm's like a second language, but we need to tone it down a little bit because it's not healthy for the boys. They don't
Sure.
understand sarcasm, so they
It
might
doesn't always land well.
they might take it literally. And so there's a couple phrases and things that we used to say that we're like, oh my gosh, we need to not say that. We need to try and
Sure.
curb ourselves and try and speak a little more positively, or just watch ourselves so that they have that solid foundation, and it's
Correct.
not oh, okay.
I can do sarcasm quickly, but I've learned it's not helpful over the years.
Yeah, which
But it still seeps in sometimes because it's
Yeah.
just funny. We have a radon kit. We found high levels of radon in our basement.
okay.
So we had a guy put in a pump. Long story short,
Yeah.
out the side of our house is this PVC pipe that filters out the air.
Yeah.
And a neighbor walked by the other day. What's that tube on the side of your house? I said, well, that's our snorkel. He said, what do you mean? I said, well, in case it floods, the house needs a snorkel.
Yeah.
And he looked at me so perplexed.
He
I was like,
what?
yeah, no, I should let him simmer for a second. I'm like, no, I'm just kidding. I was like, it's a radon unit. He's like,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
So, and again, it falls flat.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's funny. But
Was
now,
he older or younger?
older.
Oh,
but
okay.
now that I know
Yeah.
you two are sarcastic, I'll drop that on you guys.
Yeah, that's fine. We can handle it. Yeah. Radon mitigation. Brian still has his, you just should have called him. He still has his units from when he was a home inspector.
Oh, the radon? Oh,
Yeah.
Can you still inspect? We'll talk later.
Yeah, we have continuous radon monitors.
Oh, okay. I may need to check that because our
Yeah.
level was 20 in the basement.
Wow. Was it after it rained though when you got
No.
it? Okay.
No, but you want it. You want it 0. EPA says less than 4.
Yep. 4.3, right, Brian?
Yes.
Oh, 4.0? Okay.
Yeah. So you want it less than 4. Ours was
Yeah.
20.5. I was like,
Wow.
and then that freaked out Yolanda. We're all going to
Yeah.
get lung cancer. I'm like, sweetie, you can only deal with what you can deal with.
Yeah.
I pulled up the data and showed her the statistics, and she's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But anyways, we got the radon put in, and
Yeah.
now we have a snorkel.
Yeah. There's a snorkel on your house.
Yes, in case
Yeah.
it floods.
Yeah. I get it. It's all right. We're breathing in radon right now. I mean, it's
always in the air. It's in old buildings. If it's in the ground, you're going to get some of it.
Yeah.
But when you're living in it, it's actually one of the number one causes of lung cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah, just after smoking, probably.
Yeah.
So it's a real thing, but
Yeah,
you
for
just got to
sure.
deal with it.
Yeah. I remember, so when Brian was a home inspector back up north, I'd be his proofreader of his reports.
Mhm.
And so I was like a secondary
Mm.
home inspector because I learned so many things.
I bet you did.
So then I would read his reports and I'd be like, oh, so now if we go somewhere and I'm looking and I'm like, oh, that window looks clouded. Brian, did that window fail? And he'll be like, good job. And I'm
Nice.
like, yes. So it's funny because now when we come to your house, we'll be like, oh, there's your nice snorkel.
You're welcome. Yep, there's a snorkel.
For Christmas, we're going to get you a snorkel set
Okay.
and we're going to get you one of those coffee. We're going to get you a dispenser and we're going to fill it with coffee beans. Okay.
I'm down.
A little
Free candy.
candy dispenser.
I will always remember that.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Well, my wife likes coffee. Her mom likes coffee. My
Yeah.
kids now like coffee. So I'm like,
Mhm.
me and Rocky don't drink coffee.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Oh, the dog.
Yes.
That's right. I was like, wait a minute, Rocky, like Rocky
Yeah.
Balboa. I was like, I've got Rocky right
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it's one of my faves.
Hmm.
That's probably I'm a huge Rocky fan.
Mm-hmm.
And people ask me all the time, like, why Rocky?
Rocky's an awesome underdog story.
It's an awesome underdog story. It's
Correct.
just absolutely love.
And it's just rugged.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like Shimabound. How do you say it?
Shoshigiban.
Yep. Making it rough.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a tough one to say. Now, when I lived in Philly for a few years,
So even more so.
yeah, and they've got his little Converse feet at the top of the stairs. You can run. The statue's still there. So anytime somebody would come to visit me, I'd be like,
Let's run it.
let's go. Well, you have to do it.
I love
And
it.
it's really funny. No matter what time of day you're there,
Someone's doing it.
oh, there's tons of people. It's not I don't think I ever went there and didn't see at least one, if not, busloads of
That's
people
awesome.
getting dropped off and running up the
And
stairs.
they're doing the boxing when they get to the top. Yep.
Mhm. Yeah, standing in his feet, doing the whole nine.
That's cool.
It's just
It's the simple things.
Yeah.
I think people like things that give them hope.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah, that's why you like Rocky.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, there's hope for him against the Russian. Hope for him against Apollo.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. You got it. The fourth is my favorite one with Drago, the Russian.
He was a stud.
Yeah. He apparently he went to MIT. He's supposed to be I think his intelligence, he's just a rocket scientist or something like that. But he ended
People
up just
impress
being,
me.
yeah, he's like, I don't know, 6'5", and
Maybe an actor.
I mean, they were all taking a lot of steroids though back in the 80s. You can't look like
yeah.
that, and then their faces are all ruined and
Correct. Their hormones are jacked.
yeah, and they can't. Once you start steroids that much, you can't really ever stop, can you?
It's hard.
It's just like,
Well, because it depends what you're talking about, but like testosterone, yeah, if you start it or D-ball or whatever steroids they were taking, your body stops making it. So you can try to like level off and help yours go back, but it's hard.
Yeah.
That's why it's not good to be on testosterone at a young age.
You just be on it for a little bit and it's okay?
There's better ways of doing that.
Yeah.
Now, if you try the natural stuff first, natural meaning like lifestyle, sleep, protein, maximize your nutrients you need for testosterone, like omega-3s and zinc. You can do some other herbs. And sometimes you can even do a medicine called Clomid to help your body naturally produce it more. Once you're like really optimizing all of that, if you're like still not moving the needle, then you could do it. But just know once you're on it, you're usually on it. So I'd rather do it the natural way first and help the body optimize it. But what people don't realize is testosterone is down 50% worldwide. Sperm is down 50% worldwide. And when you see anything like that worldwide, like, there's something environmental going on. And so it's the plastics. I mean, some of these pesticides we use, like atrazine, like it will change a frog's sex. Like it's nasty chemicals that really affect the endocrine system. We put it on all of our food. And so there's so many little factors like that, but it's pretty bad. I mean, we could probably do a whole podcast on testosterone. Like it's low.
Is it low for women as well? Because I don't think a lot of people realize that women also have testosterone in their body. They only think that women have estrogen.
Yeah. No, the way I do women, the way I talk about women is you have like men, we have the same hormones. Men, the main one is testosterone. So I kind of joke and say we're like a bottle rocket. Like we just need enough testosterone. Women are this beautiful symphony of like 13 main hormones. And if one hormone's playing off key, you get your one tuba dude going over here, the whole orchestra sounds off. And so with women, you got to really balance all the hormones. And it's different in different seasons of life. But you have more testosterone than you do estrogen. You just don't have nearly as much testosterone as a man does. And so you have to have testosterone, DHEA, all those, or your sex drive goes down, energy goes down, your drive, your motivation, all those things tank if you don't have enough testosterone. So I have tons of women on testosterone. It's just a low dose. If you get too much, you get acne and hair and facial growth and all that stuff. You don't want that.
Yeah.
But most of things in medicine and hormones are about balance.
Yeah, it's interesting as a woman too, going in, being in my 40s and all the perimenopause, and we've talked about it, and I've talked with Beth and Jessica from Pro Compounding and everything, and it's just really interesting to feel your body change after 40. It's very weird. We were at lunch yesterday, just with some local business owners, and there was a kid at the table, and I say a kid because he's 24. And everybody around the table except for him was over 40, right?
Sure.
Every single one was over 40. Yeah. And so we were like, dude, just so you know, like it gets crazy when you get to 40. And he was like, whatever. And then like, everybody's going around the table like this. And then the story that I told that was funny was a couple years ago, one of the boys handed me something to read, and I looked at it and I went like this.
Yep.
And I literally was like,
I'm becoming my mother.
And I was like, Brian, I need to get an eye doctor appointment. I need to get my eyes checked right now. This is crazy. And then, I have.
They have glasses.
Yeah. Minor reading. I'm going to be one of those bifocal people later in life.
Or LASIK.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. I don't know about
Just
that.
do
LASIK.
it. Yeah.
You see the laser.
You'd be all right.
I don't know. Freaks me out.
Yeah.
Everybody in my family's had LASIK, but and that was.
And they all survived. They made it.
I know. It's just weird. I'm weird about my eyes.
I don't blame you.
Plus I have green eyes, so they're super sensitive.
Me and you both.
Nice. Yeah. They're the rarest eye color.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah. We actually watched
more rare than blue.
More rare. Absolutely. There's
interesting.
What is it, Brian? Was it? Yeah, it was we watched a documentary about eye color, and it talked about brown eye color, where it originated from.
Was it
the
Africa?
Light sensitivities, yeah.
Okay.
And then
because like almost all the Cubans I know are brown.
Yeah.
Brown eyes, and many of them came through the slave trade, like from Spain and Africa.
Yeah.
But there's still some blue and some other colors, but a lot of it's like brown, hazel.
Yep. And then after that, it's blue. And then I think it's only like It is something astounding. Like 1.3% of the world has green eyes. So
We were
right.
good.
Oh wow.
We were good before we
Yeah.
even knew it.
We're crushing it right here because
Because
Brian's
green.
got brown eyes, so he's just
Yep.
like whatever. But super sensitive. Like my eyes are really sensitive to light. They're very sensitive to the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Like I lived in Florida for 11 years and I didn't wear sunglasses. I was in my 20s.
Do you like spicy food?
I love spicy food.
Do you prefer morning or nighttime?
Morning.
I bet you have high pyrroles.
What's that mean?
That's a fun chemical.
Okay.
It comes from Scandinavian countries,
Okay.
Irish, Scottish. People who here's some common traits.
Okay.
Easy to anger. They like to fight. Usually sex drive's good. They like spicy foods. They tend to be fair skinned. They do not like to be in the sun. They burn very easily.
Okay.
If it's too high, it can cause like some other psychiatric issues too.
Interesting.
Interesting too is I have a little bit of high pyrroles.
Okay.
Yeah, you treat it with B6 and zinc.
Okay.
If you Google that later.
High pyrroles.
It's called pyroluria.
Write it down, Brian. I'm going to look it up.
If you want, I'll order it for you and test. You got to test it.
That's hilarious.
You got to test it super special.
Okay.
But that's like a whole other podcast we could do.
Okay.
But it's called orthomolecular medicine, but you're looking at chemicals in the body, and when they get out of balance, they affect your neurotransmitters.
Okay.
So these psychiatrists were looking at, why are all these kids in juvie? Why are they causing fires? Why are they stealing? Why are they fighting? Why are they hurting people?
Mm-hmm.
So they looked at all these panels of labs and they started to find correlations of things. And one of the correlations was they had high pyrroles. So what do you think of the Irish? What's the first word you think about? Fighting Irish.
I was going to say beer.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
They need alcohol to calm them down.
Yep.
Yeah, the Vikings. What do you think about? Rape and pillage.
Yeah, slaughter.
That's where that came from, the pyrrole. So mine were a little bit high.
Huh.
Remind me, we'll test you for it.
All right. Yeah, because light hair, I do have fair skin.
Yep.
And I'm naturally blonde.
The spicy food.
Yep, I love spicy food.
Yeah, and
hilarious.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so, it's a nutrient deficiency. So you treat it with 2 nutrients, it calms it down.
Okay.
And you just feel chill.
Okay.
One of my patients, I love him. God, I like him a lot. He's Scottish. And he really struggled with drinking his whole life. And I found several nutrient imbalances. We got those imbalanced, and he came back in. He curses a lot, so I won't say what he said.
Yeah.
But he was like, dude, I don't know what the hell you did to me, but I'm different. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, I feel good. I feel calm. My brain is calm. I've not had a drink in 3 months.
Wow.
I was like, dude, good for you. Right?
Yeah.
He was drinking not to get drunk. He was drinking to feel normal.
Interesting.
Because the alcohol brings up your dopamine.
Yeah.
But he didn't need it anymore. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
So now when I see him, he's like, I have a beer sometimes because he wants to.
Yeah.
Not because he needs to.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a whole other side of medicine that's very interesting.
So what is it called again?
Orthomolecular medicine, but pyrrole is what you probably have.
Okay. So then if I take that test and see all my levels.
Yeah.
I mean.
I give you a few nutrients. Comes right
Because I
down.
don't feel like I'm not normal.
No, you're not.
But
normal. See, but there's a spectrum.
Will some things regulate then maybe?
Yeah.
Huh.
They can.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And when I was younger,
yeah.
You mentioned earlier, I'm very chill now, and thank God for that. But when I was younger, I could get angry very quick. Mm-hmm. Like I remember I'd be sweeping and the cat would walk through and be like, what the, I get angry just suddenly.
Yeah.
My kids have that a little bit too. I'm about to test their pyrroles.
Yeah.
But anyways, now that I'm older, you learn how to manage things better.
Yeah.
It's just interesting.
But so for anger, I don't think I'm learning. That's one thing I don't think I'm learning to manage better. I feel like I get very short with the boys.
Yep.
And so for me, I thought lately too that maybe that is part of my perimenopause or like
Certainly
levels
can
and
be.
things like that.
Certainly.
But now that you're saying that, like it's very interesting. Like it's
so the way I view people is they're always a big puzzle. Mm-hmm. In functional medicine, we have different analogies we use, but just use puzzle. Mm-hmm. One piece of that, or maybe multiple pieces, are hormones. Mm-hmm. One piece is identity. Mm-hmm. What if the boys don't listen to you? What do you believe is true about yourself? Mm-hmm. That kind of thing. Maybe one is pyrrole. Maybe one you didn't get a good night's sleep. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. All these pieces. But as you look at the whole puzzle, now you can like put Leah together.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, remind me. We'll test you for that.
Okay. What is the test? Is it a blood test?
It's a urine test.
Oh, okay.
But you have to get it through a certain company because you have to have it in a vitamin C dark tube because you can't let it oxidize. You got to freeze it immediately. It's like because the pyrroles degrade quickly. Mm-hmm. So it's just like a unique test. Mm-hmm. But we could do it. It's like $144, but it's just a one-time test.
Okay. Yeah.
Remind me.
Okay. Is there a recurring problem that you see in this area that people are constantly coming to you for? And it's something like, is it always obesity? Is it always like, I know that's a big question, but like, is
It
there
is.
a recurring thing that you're seeing constantly through
If I
East
get
Tennessee?
oh yeah, but probably worldwide, but definitely East Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
So you have metabolic syndrome,
Mm-hmm.
and that is obesity, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, high triglycerides, diabetes,
Mm-hmm.
all that.
Mm-hmm.
All of that is really just one problem,
Mm-hmm.
which is insulin resistance.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what's causing that is multi pronged, but when insulin resistance starts,
Mm-hmm.
one thing, it spokes out into like fatty liver and Alzheimer's and heart disease and cancer. Like all these risks go up,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not 20 different problems, it's like one.
Mm-hmm.
So, insulin resistance would be one. Emotional help, anxiety, depression, bipolar, all those things would be one.
Mm-hmm.
Memory loss would be one. That's
Mm-hmm.
a whole fun topic to talk about because you can really do a lot there. I can tell you stories if you want.
About memory loss?
Oh yeah, and how to help heal it, treat it, depending on what's causing it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe number 4 is hormonal imbalance for men
Okay.
and women. Major.
Mm-hmm.
5, back pain. Your standard. And as an osteopath, I can help treat that,
Yeah.
which is nice.
Would you say that for all 5 of those things, that food and diet and
Always.
exercise and sleep literally could probably help
It helps a lot.
change all
Yeah.
of those?
Well, what I tell patients is there's 5 pillars of health.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe others have different pillars, but I say nutrition, what we eat. So what goes in our body
Mm-hmm.
literally becomes our body.
Mm-hmm.
So nutrition, sleep, stress management, how we handle stress,
Mm-hmm.
How we move, exercise.
Mm-hmm.
And then number 5 is actually community.
Mm-hmm.
If you are lonely, you're not going to have health.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to have a big community, but you need to have people in your world who love you and care about you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's actually, even the blue zones, that was a better predictor of health
Mm-hmm.
than most of the other 9 factors I talked about.
Mm-hmm.
And so of those 5, if we can build those 5 up, maybe you do really good on 2, but you're like broken on 3.
Mm-hmm.
If we can really build those up, guess what? The body heals itself.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we need to do some extra, but I find all the time a really good premise in functional medicine which is just simply helping the body heal from a root cause perspective.
Mm-hmm.
But if I find what is in the body that doesn't belong
Mm-hmm.
and get it out, toxins, heavy metals, allergens, food sensitivities, gluten, whatever, you get it out, and whatever the body is lacking, you get it in. If you just do those 2 things,
Mm-hmm.
God made the body to heal.
Mm-hmm.
Like people in the Bible were living hundreds of years.
I know.
I don't think that's an accident how they typed that.
Yeah.
I think they were genuinely healthier.
Yeah.
They ate real food. They worked hard. They slept great. They didn't have all EMF pollution. They didn't have all the stuff we're exposed to now. They didn't have all that.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't surprise me if they lived hundreds of years.
Mhm.
Like that doesn't blow my mind. I think that's really cool. But now our average is like, lower 70s.
Mm-hmm.
But people still here live into their hundreds, 110, 115 sometimes.
Yeah.
It happens.
But a lot of times you don't, unless they're in, the Blue Zones documentary was interesting because of showing people that were triple digits, that were still doing things. Because a lot of times these days, if you see somebody here in America that's 100 or older, they can barely walk.
Sure.
They're not as mobile. Like they're just kind of
Sure.
existing.
Yeah.
And that's tough though to see.
No, it's heartbreaking because it's not how it should be.
It's not. And even if you look at biblical times, like their food, they didn't have all this variety. They didn't have like 1,000 different things. They pretty much just
ate
kind
what's in season.
ate their staples. Yeah, for sure. Which is,
but there's no fast food. There's no crap additives. There's no glyphosate. Like all the toxins we're killing ourselves with, they didn't have that.
Mm-hmm.
So that alone helps.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that really got me into nutrition is when I went to Israel back in 2011.
Mm-hmm.
And I used some of my college money. I'm going, I don't care. And I went with my grandparents, spent 2 weeks in Israel, and I felt phenomenal. And I thought, I'm just here. And we were in Bethlehem and we were traveling all over the country. But just very peaceful. It was great. So I thought it was just because I was there. I felt so good. But my bowels changed and my energy was great. Come back home, start eating normal college kid food, which wasn't bad, actually. We cooked at home, but my bowels went back to normal. My energy went back down, And I was like, it was the food. And that was like an aha moment, as simple as that sounds.
Yeah.
But those little pearls in life kind of help guide you.
Yeah. is there, if there's somebody that's listening to this and they are, struggling with their body, struggling to figure it out,
Mhm.
what is a piece of advice that you could give them to start
Mhm.
in that journey?
One, I would say, the best person who can help you heal is yourself.
Yourself, yeah.
You don't want to do it in isolation,
Mm-hmm.
but if you don't care to get healthy, no one else can care more than you do.
Mm-hmm.
And so, number one, I call it your anchor. You
Mhm.
need to figure out why, I'll say for Leah, why does Leah want to be healthy?
Mm-hmm.
And it needs to be something stronger
Mhm.
than, well, I just don't want to be sick,
Mhm.
or I know I should.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't work. But if you want to be around for Levi and
Mhm.
Judah to see their kids one day,
Mm-hmm.
that's a motivator.
Yeah.
If you're like, I can't walk, but I want to take my kids to Disney,
Mm-hmm.
that's a good motivator. So you need an anchor.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would start with a plethora of labs
Mm-hmm.
that says, what's my body deficient in or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
so we can put back in what it needs.
Yeah.
And then I would look at the 5 pillars and I would say, which of those 5, maybe 5, do I really need to focus on?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you get the 5 right, almost everything else falls right into place.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably what I would suggest.
And why is it so hard to get blood work done at
So,
the doctor?
there's many reasons for that.
Okay.
One, it depends. If you're trying to get it through insurance,
Yeah.
insurance is not proactive whatsoever.
Yeah.
Maybe you argue colonoscopies are proactive, whatever, mammograms and stuff. But from a health perspective, they're not proactive.
Mm-hmm.
So for me to order a vitamin D on you, you have to have low vitamin D. But that doesn't make sense. Like if I can't check it, how do I know if you're low in it?
Mm-hmm.
So number one, there's that. Number two, I could order all kinds of stuff for you, and insurance is going to say I'm not paying for that
Mm-hmm.
because they're in a reactive worldview. They're in the worldview of, until something's broken, I'm not going to look to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
So what I do personally is I go on Function Health or one of these other websites and I order all these labs myself,
Mhm.
direct to consumer labs.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole lot cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
I can get whatever I want to look at.
Mm-hmm.
But then the trick is for people, you need someone to help you decipher it.
Mm-hmm.
And some of your docs will know that, some of your chiropractors, some of your health coaches.
Mm-hmm.
And nowadays they even have apps online.
Yeah.
Like I think one's called Journeys, where you could pay a doctor a couple $100 just to go over all your labs with you and help you
Mhm.
make a plan.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a big proponent. Patients are like, oh, I know I shouldn't go on Dr. Google. I'm like, no, go all you want. Go
Mhm.
learn, but then bring what you learned back and let's
Mhm.
talk about it together.
Mm-hmm.
Because you'll learn, there's, Harvard said for years, sugar's healthy. Get off fat. Sugar's great. Because the sugar industry paid them.
Mm-hmm.
So there's all these old studies. So you have to be careful what you find,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't never stop someone from searching.
Yeah.
Just kind of bring it back to the table with an expert, look at all the data, and then figure out what's right for you.
Mm-hmm.
But I've also learned some people thrive like carnivore. Some people thrive plant-based.
Mm-hmm.
And I was taught for a long time, like plant-based, plant-based, plant-based. But some body types don't thrive like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm more of like a hybrid. Like I do well with a little bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
And so trying to figure out what matches with what for each person.
Mm-hmm.
But Western medicine is all algorithms. It's
Mhm.
like if 20 of you have diabetes, I treat all 20 of you the same way.
Mm-hmm.
And none of them get better.
Mm-hmm.
If I look at you from a functional medicine lens, I'm like, well, Brian is different than Leah, who's different than me, who's different than Joe,
Mm-hmm.
So I need to treat all 4 of you a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's some overlap, but I need to look at Leah uniquely to treat her uniquely.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, if you get all your labs and then you do the 5 pillars of health, you got it
Mm-hmm.
most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you have some of your one-offs, weird diseases and weird infections and all that stuff. That's where Western medicine does really well.
Mm-hmm.
Go talk to your doctor about it. But from a health perspective, you just got to get those pillars right.
It's funny to see how, and now as we get older, to realize that people are paid off to write things or say things.
Oh yeah,
But like, what was it? The 70s was eggs or cholesterol are bad.
oh they still say that.
And then the 90s was the fat craze, which I remember, like, everything fat free, fat free.
Well, sure.
Shakerbon.
Yep.
Fat free. And then, like, I don't know what it is now. I'm not really sure because
They're still on that cholesterol wagon.
Oh my gosh, with the eggs?
Everything.
Really?
They're like, I have drug reps and friends. They'll be like, you need to get your cholesterol down to this and this. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
And they'll have like a new drug launch, and I'll literally pull up the data. Didn't even save anybody's life.
Yeah.
So instead of saying we actually save people's lives, it'll say, oh, we just reduced LDL.
Mm-hmm.
It's a sleight of hand by the pharmaceutical company.
Yeah.
They can't say they saved lives.
Mm-hmm.
But they hope when you hear the cholesterol went down that you just assume it saves lives. It's not honest reporting. But there was a director from the New England Journal of Medicine a few years ago. She quit. She was the chief editor. And she quit. She's like, half the studies are crap. Half of the medical journals are crap. They're paid for, they're bought, they're ghost written, there's conflicts of interest. And the problem is you don't know which half. So I think you need research, you need science, but a lot of science is paid for. And that's just reality. That's not even conspiratorial. It's just real. And so people have to be their own investigator. Talk to your doctor, have your health professionals. I view myself as a member of their team. So I'm on Leah's team. But Leah may have an acupuncturist and a nutritionist and a preacher, pastor. You have your own team. I'm just a part of that team. But Leah is the one who should care the most about Leah. So that's how I view it.
How do you do you know much about stem cells? How do you feel about stem cells?
A little, not a whole lot to talk intelligently on it. Although some people, they seem to help. It depends when you say stem cell, that's a big umbrella word. So what do you mean? Are they totipotent stem cells, meaning they can be any kind of stem cell? Are they pluripotent? Are you injecting them? Are you putting them intrathecal? What's the colony count? Like there's so many little nuances to it. I'd like to get more, I want to take some different classes on those things in the future.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be the best person to talk about it, but I'm always open. I consider myself a healthy skeptic. So some people hear stem cell and they're like, oh, bad. I'm like, well, no. That doesn't mean they aborted a fetus and now they have a stem cell. Most of them are from the Wharton's jelly. So when a mother has a baby, that's that core blood. It's like the Wharton's jelly. It's this beautiful blood that is loaded with stem cells. And so, so I'm always open to learning new things, and you probably have to go learn them in other countries because they're more advanced than we are in many areas. Yeah. Because we have so much red tape here.
Especially in stem cells. I mean, I know they do.
All over. Even look at peptides,
Is it, where do they do stem cells a lot? Is that in Mexico?
They do it everywhere else in the world. Europe.
Pretty much.
Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anywhere else.
I know that there's that one place in Texas too. Yeah, Ways to Well. You can check them out and do some research with that.
Well,
but stem cells are just so interesting.
Well, and even in different countries, there's different requirements for stem cell. Yeah. So, like in Costa Rica or Panama or different places, they'll have different requirements that are like higher standards than other countries do. So, it's an interesting topic. I think it'd be good to learn on at some point. Yeah. But medicine's always changing. Health's always changing. So I always try to teach my students, just be humble. Yeah. You don't know it all. You know more than you think, but not as much as you should. That's what I tell them. Yeah. And so it keeps them hungry and humble. I was like, always be willing to be wrong. If you think cholesterol is the devil and you're never open to being wrong, then you're going to miss out helping a lot of people. And so I don't teach them what to think. I try to teach my students how to think. And we even disagree sometimes on things. I'm like, this is great. Yeah. Because now we're both learning. You don't have to agree on everything. Yeah. Well,
it's continual learning. And it's interesting because I feel like it's every job, but especially as a doctor, because everything changes so much, you have to stay on top of it, because then somebody's going to come in and be like, what about this? And you're going to be like, boop, I don't know anything about that, and it's difficult because of the information that we have that's flooding everywhere. Yep. And now we live in this day and age where you can find whatever towards proving your theory correct.
You can find data for anything you want.
Yeah. And so it's hard to navigate through that and, pray and be like, all right, God, where's the right information in this? Because then I'll go down a rabbit hole, and then and at some point you have to shuffle loose your mortal coil and just take a deep breath and figure out what you can do in that moment, in that day. Because otherwise it's too much. Correct. Especially with kids. The glyphosates, the food, everything. And it's just oh my gosh, things that we used to do when we were kids is not true today. Our boys have never had McDonald's.
Good for them.
And
Good for you.
I love that fact, because I'm just it just freaks me out. It's oh my gosh, not that they haven't had fast food before.
Sure.
Pals.
Sure.
It's here. And when we first moved here, we're like, what is this place? We need to try this, because everybody's
sure.
It's a
Southern classic. Yeah. East Tennessee classic.
Yeah. But it's just we want our kids to have some of those same experiences of things that we did.
Sure.
But they can't, because it's just different. And I'm sure that the ingredients of things weren't, great when
they weren't.
we were kids.
We just didn't know about them.
Yeah, I mean, you
before the
could've
internet.
yeah. Quick, look it up as you're in the line. No, we can't go here.
No,
But it's just funny. I mean, you grew up here though.
I did.
You grew up with
These are
bats.
my people. Yep.
Yeah. It's, it's like no other place.
But no, this is why I want our region to thrive.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good people here. I love my people. And like, they'll say like, oh, East Tennesseans are stubborn.
Mhm.
I'm like, great. Properly apply the stubbornness and they will flourish.
Mhm.
Right? It's not a negative.
Yeah.
Stubbornness is good when it's properly applied.
Mhm.
But they need people to believe in them. They need people to like lift them up.
Mhm. For
So
sure.
that's my hope.
Nice. That's great.
Mhm.
Well, I think we're good, right?
Always
have-
fun chatting.
You have till it's almost 3.
Perfect.
Okay.
3's good. Well, because I was going to get my truck, but now Brian's going to fix my
Oh.
truck.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, can I ask you another thing?
Shoot.
So what is this? You said in Honduras you did a prosthetic leg.
Mm-hmm.
What talk
That's
to
a
me.
whole
I
long
mean,
topic.
that's
How long do
okay.
you want? How long do you want that story to be?
Do you need water?
No.
All right. Go for it. Give it to me.
That's a long story.
Okay.
The short version, which
Okay.
will still be long, is when I was a first year in med school. I always had like my knees would always bother me, and the doc's were like, nothing's wrong with your knees. I'm like, all right. So I kind of self-diagnosed myself with flat feet.
Okay.
So I went to go have some orthotics made. Just stopped in this little hole in the wall spot.
Let me see your feet.
They're not that bad.
Oh.
Because they've gotten better over time.
Okay.
But anyways, stopped in to get prosthetics or orthotics. They do prosthetics too, but I went in to get orthotics, and I ended up praying with a girl working at the front desk that day because she was just having a really hard day, and I could just tell.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, "You gonna pray?" And we prayed. And she cried. I cried, and so I became friends with them.
Mm-hmm.
And then over time, like between classes, I go hang out with them sometimes because this is right near the med school. And Phil is his name, and he shared with me this vision of I've always wanted to make a low cost prosthetic leg that people could have access to all over the world. And I was like, well, what stopped you? And he was like, I just never had anyone to help me. I was like, I'll do it. And so we took our first mission trip with my college to Honduras just to see, like, are there people there who need prosthetics?
Mm-hmm.
We had like 40 show up at the clinic because they heard a prosthetic guy was there.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, well, this is our spot. It was a missionary school in Tegucigalpa. So anyways, we come back and Phil's brilliant. Engineer, mechanic, so brilliant. And so we put together our first low-cost prosthetic. Cost $50.
Wow.
So we took it down. We built it on, I'll blank on his name. I can picture his face clear as day. But I'll think of it in a minute. But we get our patient. We actually fit it in the field.
Okay.
Build it right on him. And he walks for the first time in 20 years.
Wow. And
all of us and all the other doctors around were like, oh, wow. And so we came back and started sharing our vision with others. Mm-hmm. And then I got more of my friends involved and more.
Mm-hmm.
God made me as an includer. Mm-hmm. So if we're doing something cool, I'm like, well, good, let's just include everybody. Mm-hmm. So then we took another trip, our third trip. And then there was like 9 of us. Yolanda was one of them. Mm-hmm. And actually there's a beautiful, if you look up Hope to Walk on YouTube, our original 5-minute little video is beautiful. And me and Yolanda are in it. That was made in like 2014, I guess. Okay. So anyways, long story short, so we created Hope to Walk was our ministry, the 501c3. And so that was during med school, during all the other busyness. Mm-hmm. And then I was the president chair. And then we formed a board and we did all the stuff. And we ended up going to Vietnam and we went to Guatemala, we went to Honduras, we went to Africa, we went to Togo. God took us all over the place, Kenya, I mean, everywhere. Mm-hmm. And we had a really, really beautiful vision. Mm-hmm. And then the issue was, and that's a whole nother story, probably not to put on camera, but me and Phil, just like, I realized it was just not healthy. Because a lot of people kept leaving Hope to Walk for the same reason. And so as we tried to address it, nothing was changing. So and this is a very short version. So at some point, and it was even affecting my marriage because it was just like so much time. It's like a full-time job plus residency. And Joe and I went to counseling over it. So it was a lot. And at some point I was like, we're never going to reach our vision as long as certain people are involved, doing the things they're doing, acting the way they're acting. So I just had to step away from it. So I left it in 2020-ish. Oh, okay. So they're still going, but they still got the same issues they had when I left. And so, but we've put on hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of prosthetics.
What was it like for all those people to be able to walk again?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I cried so many
Yeah, I
times.
bet.
Yolanda's like, you don't cry when the kids are born, but you cry with them. I'm
Yeah.
like, baby, I love my daughters.
Yeah.
But the way God's wired me, when I can see somebody liberated,
Yeah.
and I learned that over time, I was like, why do I cry over that?
Yeah.
They're being liberated.
Yeah.
So when I see that, yeah, they just come.
Yeah.
Because they had no hope. They couldn't
Yeah.
afford a $10,000 prosthetic.
Yeah.
But we would have a $100 prosthetic leg that we prepped them for, and they'd literally put it on in the field and walk off.
Mm-hmm.
And we trained locals how to make all the parts. So they were manufacturing the legs and learning how to install the legs. And that was the vision. How do we make an instruction manual, go into a city, train them, the locals, how to do it, allow them to have a business, and then we then go to the next one. So the idea was to be a training ministry.
Yeah.
And they just didn't.
Yeah.
For various reasons, didn't happen.
And was it only prosthetic legs?
Yeah, but we also made a clubfoot braces.
Okay.
For Cure International. So
Okay.
we started making clubfoot braces, and then that would offset costs for the prosthetics.
Okay.
But mostly legs.
Yeah.
And then we invented a knee joint. We actually got patents on it, but it was we made a new knee that would articulate in a different way, and that went on our AK, our above knee prosthetic. And so yeah, I mean, Phil was brilliant. You know, he was really the brains and the mechanic behind that. I was the engine and the fundraiser and the translator and the person who pulled everyone together. But at some point, God, he welcomes us into chapters,
Yeah.
and then he closes chapters.
Yeah.
And my marriage has been much better since I got out, because it just like I had things I needed to learn, and I needed to refocus. But yeah, but they still go. They were just in, I forget where they were last week. It wasn't Honduras. Maybe I forget where it was. Like they're always doing stuff still. So you just hope that like the work you put in and the blood, sweat, and tears and the seeds that are planted, God is the one that grows it. Like, so I don't have any remorse or any guilt or like fear that God didn't use all that. But it's just my time there was over.
Yeah.
Just that simple. Just like when Paul like goes into a city, he's like, hey, you move on. It's like, all right,
Yeah.
move on.
Yeah.
So,
There was a time I actually built a prosthetic arm.
oh,
So in my old life, I was in the corporate beauty world for a long time. So I worked for a couple of really big hair brands. And one of the brands that I worked for, we would come together once a quarter and just do things. And like, we would always have big corporate meetings, and they would have one day, they would have an activity every single day for us, because we're always very small corporate teams. So like, we're talking maybe 15, 20 people. And like one day they did massages for us during lunch. So we just got like massaged out and like different things. And then one of the days, the activity was we were building prosthetic arms in teams
Cool.
that were being donated. And so I show up and I was like, what is all this stuff on the table?
yeah.
There's like tools and stuff, and you see like all different color arms and different like whatever. And I was like, with this, are we making dolls? Like at first I was like,
Yeah.
okay, this is weird. And then, but they had a representative, I couldn't tell you the name of the company that it was for.
I'm familiar. Yeah.
And so they had us all, and it was like team building exercises, but at
Yep.
the same time, it was great because we were, then donating
It's an
the
experience.
arms after it. It was just really cool. I was like, wow. And so I just remember, and then like they had something for us to put on.
As they extend it, it closes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like we all got to put it on to feel, and it was just really,
It's
really
beautiful.
cool and interesting to like do that. It's like, oh wow, okay. But then also to know the cost of prosthetics is like through the roof. So it's really tough.
Back to the money part,
Yeah.
because people need it.
Yeah.
They don't have to make it cost as much as they do,
Yeah.
but they know insurance will pay it, so they'll keep bumping it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
you can get by on a lot less.
Power and money seems to be a recurring corruption theme, but I mean, that's just where we are in our
It is,
day and age.
but even that's not the problem.
What
That's
is then?
That's the symptom.
Ah, okay.
So why do we individuals need power and money? So we know we're enough. We can control, we can manipulate, we can get the outcomes we want. It's not the power and the money, because those things are never enough. You can get $1 million and they still want more, 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 more.
Yeah.
They can become a political leader. They can become a CEO. Never enough. It's what's underneath that matters. And Jesus knew that. So when he met, if you think about it, if you go back and read like even Old Testament, New Testament, when God meets people and Jesus meets people, he is calling them to be who he made them to be.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't make a stingy tax collector.
Yeah.
That's not who Zacchaeus is.
Yep.
So Jesus' question to him is like, why are you acting like a stingy tax collector?
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't even tell Zacchaeus, you're a bad boy. Like he didn't shame him from what we know.
Yeah.
He said, hey, Zacchaeus, I'm coming to abide with you, to dwell with you at your house. He ran down. He said, on his own, right?
Mm-hmm.
The real Zacchaeus comes out. I will give away half of my money, and if I stole somebody, I'll repay them 4 times. And so what did Jesus say? Salvation came to this house.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't force him. He welcomed Zacchaeus to be who he really was.
Mm-hmm.
But so why was Zacchaeus stingy? Well, I don't know. But probably for status and money and all the stuff.
Yeah.
Right? So all those things are always symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
And until you get to the root of it, people don't change.
Mm-hmm.
But once you get to the root of it, everything changes.
Mm-hmm. Do you watch The Chosen?
Oh, yeah.
Do you like it?
I do like it.
I know that a lot of Christians have conflicting feelings about it. I've met people that don't like it because they're like, it's not historically accurate or, whatever.
As much as, it's very historically accurate, but you have to add things to make a movie out of it. But I thought they were beautiful.
Well, I think the thing that, and Brian, you were the one that discovered it for us, right? You found the app. I don't even know when the first, app. Like when it came out, like how many years ago that was. But, excuse me, that was lovely. All this dairy.
Bad girl.
Yeah, well, it's raw, but it's not A1, so it's A2, so it has a little bit more phlegm producing. But anyways, what I liked about it was that it made Jesus human, like in the way that like he would joke with the disciples and stuff. And that was something that like growing up in the church,
I know.
I never thought about that.
Not all fire and brimstone.
Yeah, because everything is like, oh my gosh, like Jesus is here. And it almost made him feel unattainable.
Sure,
growing
separated
up
from us.
Yeah, because it's like, and he is up here, but I mean like, because he's God, right? But
except he comes down.
Yeah, and then he comes down, but like him joking and little things like in The Chosen and, being sarcastic, those were things to me where I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, and guess what? God uses that.
Yeah.
So some people may like it, some may not.
Yeah.
I always liked watching how the disciples are such knuckleheads.
Yeah.
They're just like us.
Yeah.
There's no difference. We think like people are like so holy in the Bible.
Yeah.
No, they were not.
Yeah.
They were just like us.
Yeah.
Making plenty of mistakes. And Jesus used it.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole gospel, really. So we always liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've cried some hard tears in some of those.
Gosh.
The acting, they did such a good job.
I don't think I can watch an episode without crying at this point. Like it just hits me. And I think later this year they're coming out with the crucifixion. And I'm not really sure if the show's going to like continue after that. Cause it's like gotten
they
to
certainly
this point.
Could.
I mean, they could continue with the disciples.
They can go right into Acts if they wanted.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much to cover. And I just really appreciate the light that it gives. And it's just different. It's different growing up in the church. So my parents were music directors. And so I was at church, all day on Sundays. Actually, funny story is that I was like, gosh, I was probably 8 or 9. My parents will watch this and they'll be like, you were 10 or 11. They'll know the exact time. It was right before Easter. I think it was Saturday. And we were there. My parents were, running through the music with the church, and my brothers and I were there because by default, we couldn't stay home. And we had long church hallways. And so my brothers and I would just run and play games, whatever.
Yep.
And, big church doors, like the big metal doors. So we were running. I was racing my brother, Maya, and there was a crink in the rug. Oh. And I tripped and I hit my eyes right on that metal bar. And so I don't know if I had a concussion. I don't think I did.
You probably did.
I don't know. I don't think I got checked for one, but
you probably didn't.
my parents, my brothers went to go get my parents, and my eyes, it hurt so much, and ice and everything. So the next morning I had to wake up for Easter Sunday, and I had this pink dress, and my eyes were 2 black
like a
eyes.
raccoon.
Oh my gosh, it was so bad.
They got your picture?
I have it.
Good.
I have it. It's hilarious. But my mom had to pry my eyes open because they were crusted.
You hit so
shut.
hard.
I hit so sticking hard. I mean, trip, full speed. And it was just, Easter. So I have the picture recently. My parents gave it to me the past few months, and I'm just like, yes. Because I'm
Nice.
just sitting there just like, totally depressed in my face because I'm in so much pain. Black eyes, pink dress, Easter. It's pretty
Nice.
funny. But anyway, so growing up in the church was interesting because I heard it all the time. And then I started teaching children's church because I was at the church
Mhm.
and I had nothing else to do. I was 9 when I started volunteering to
Oh,
work with children
younger
in the
kids.
kids' church. So like I was a kid
Sure.
volunteering with kids. And
That's
so
leadership.
yeah, it was just funny though to be like to be that fully immersed and then to hear the stories and go through everything. And then but to not really realize some of it. And I think that we I think we safeguard Bible stories for kids too much. Does that make sense?
It does. We
Because
try to kidify it.
yeah, and it's like Daniel in the lion's den
Yeah.
and
He's about to get eaten.
Noah. Like these are crazy stories.
I
And
know.
not crazy untrue.
Well, like-
crazy is like
Well, like even like on the kids' Noah stories, like all the happy animals are sticking out of the boat. I'm like, that ain't exactly how that went down.
no, it was smelly, it was messy, it was probably like
And all of humanity just got killed.
yeah. Everybody died. It's crazy.
Correct.
And so, like, I think knowing now, looking back at it, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I wish I would have known some of the true nature of some of these things
Yeah, no.
instead of having the kid version growing up in the church.
Yeah.
Like, because then I don't know if it would have changed the trajectory of my life. We all go through our crazy moments of our life and we all sin, obviously, literally every minute of every day because we're here and we're humans.
Mhm.
And so it's just weird to see as we get older and then now the chosen and like I would love for our boys to see it because it's like okay here this is like raw this is some
Yeah.
raw stuff watch
They
it
could
like
probably watch The Chosen.
yeah I'm sure they could well they
Yeah.
have the Chosen Adventures have you guys seen
Yeah,
that
we have watched some of those the kids.
those are cute on Amazon
Mhm.
and the cartooning's great and it's engaging and
I agree. But they do watch some of that sometimes.
yeah and so that's fun for them to see but it's been an interesting church journey too though for us going through. It was hard for
Mhm.
us to find a church when we were up north and then we were so thankful when we found Redeemer.
Was that your first one you found down here?
uh,
Or did y'all visit a few other
oh my
places
gosh
first?
I don't know Brian how many did we visit? Yeah a lot.
Yeah, I'm glad
So
y'all landed with us.
we moved here in October and it was December that we found Redeemer. So every
Okay.
Sunday between October and December.
So maybe 8 or 9
so
churches
like,
maybe.
probably, yeah.
And
Somewhere
what
in
were you
there.
looking for? What is it you're waiting for?
Well, non-denominational was huge.
Mhm.
Just wanted something from the Word.
Mhm.
And I think one of the hardest things for us was, and everybody's flavor is different. But when we would walk into a church and we would see the light show and the smoke and the
Sure.
theatrics, that would turn us off like pretty
Too
fast.
much.
Yeah. And we were just like, ugh. And then if the pastor was like too dramatic, it was like everything. It just was exhausting, and it
Yeah.
didn't feel. And it was all surface. Every single sermon was surface,
Mhm.
and we were like,
Not our
that's
place.
not our place. It might work for somebody else, and that's fantastic.
Yep. Yeah, it's still the
Um,
kingdom of God. It's still God's people.
Yep, for
Yep.
sure. And then when we went to Redeemer, and it's funny because we talked about the story with Jeff too, because we came at him that first Sunday we were there because we had a lot of church hurt. And like, especially to me with like a heavily tattooed female,
Mhm.
walking to a church, sometimes I was received well, sometimes I wasn't.
Hmm.
And so it was just really funny. So then when we found that, we were like, okay, this is different. And then in the round, everybody's on the same level. It wasn't over the top production. And it was just like, it felt more real. And then,
Yeah.
and Pastor Jeff just being real too with his sermons and being like, hey, listen, the Bible says X, Y, and Z. So we're going to do X, Y, and Z. And it's just like, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And it's been a breath
Cool.
of fresh air. And so it's been really cool. And then just continuing to meet people
Yeah.
in the
y'all
Redeemer
integrated.
community.
Yeah.
It's been really, really cool. So it's just been an interesting spiritual journey for us.
Mhm.
And Brian's journey is even, changed a lot.
We'll have to do a podcast with Brian.
Yeah. He doesn't like being in front of the camera.
That's all right. We just won't tell him the camera's on.
Ooh. I told him to sit down and with me for a podcast, and he's like, "What are we going to talk about?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?
You could talk
Lots of stuff.
forever.
Yeah, we can just go on and on." But yeah,
No, life is good.
yeah, great. Well, thank you so much for talking today and hanging out.
I love
feel
you
like
too.
we could just like
We could ramble forever.
we could go on.
But hopefully they get something
Yeah.
encouraging out of it and just have a good 2-hour listen, if nothing else.
Yeah. We'll go over the 5 pillars again so that people can.
What we eat, nutrition,
Yep, nutrition,
how we move, exercise. The E word is scary. So how we move, how we sleep,
mm-hmm.
How we handle stress.
Mm-hmm.
You can never get rid of stress.
Mm-hmm.
All you can change is what you believe about it and how you respond.
Mm-hmm.
And then 5 is community.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot go through life alone.
You know, another interesting way to, if people are scared of the way of food, the
Mm-hmm.
word food, especially if they're like obese or not or whatever, is energy.
Yeah.
Because that's all food is energy.
Yeah, what kind
It's
of energy?
stored energy. You might have excess stored energy,
Mm-hmm.
or you might not have enough stored energy. But like if you get people thinking about it sometimes in those terms.
Yep.
Because side note for fun, when I was back in the hair world and I was like burnt out, I got my personal trainer license, and I also got
what a beast. Nice.
I got a licensed nutrition specialist.
You're
yeah,
awesome.
just because I was like,
You
all
liked
right,
it.
I love it anyways.
Yeah.
We work out.
That's
I can
cool.
use
I
that.
didn't know that.
And so one way when I was doing it I did ACE instead of NASM.
Yeah.
And they talked about the analogy for stored energy. I was like, oh my gosh, that is beautiful, because this day and age people are scared of fat
I know
or
they are.
like food and things like that. And so it's like, hey, listen, do you have a little bit more energy that you need to burn off?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you need more stored energy? Like if that's just view your body as that. And then you can take the word fat out and those other things that
correct.
have
Yeah,
a negative connotation.
Don't be worried about fat.
Yeah.
Now, human-made fats,
Yeah.
or the trans fats, which
Yeah.
are mostly done away with.
Yeah.
You know, that's not great.
Yeah.
The high corn oils, deep fried foods. If they're man-made, highly processed fats, beware.
Yeah.
If they're olive oil, coconut oil, all those, yeah, they're saturated fats. They're not bad for you.
Yeah.
So, anyways, there's a lot of books and articles and all that out there nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
But just eat real food, move a little, have fun with your friends, get a good night's sleep, and just like enjoy each day.
Mm-hmm.
That's your 5 pillars. Doesn't sound so scary when you do it that way.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah, it's been fun talking to my green-eyed 1%er.
Yeah. Yes. We'll look it up. You can. Oh, did you already stop?
No.
Oh, okay. I was like, you can. We're good. I'll look it up and I'll send that to you. Whatever that YouTube video was that we watched, because we watched it with the boys too to understand. Because Levi's brown eyes.
Well, my
Judah's blue.
twins look white and they have greenish eyes.
Yeah.
And then Ellie is very tan with brown eyes.
Yes.
So we have like one Yolanda and 2 Michaels.
Yes. You totally do.
I love them.
Yeah.
And we'll test your pyrals.
Okay. Please.
Yep. You tell
I'm
me when.
excited about that.
Yep.
Brian's probably excited about that too.
And now when she gets angry, Brian, you can just say, Michael just said it's your pyrals.
Yeah. What vitamins do I need to take?
I'll tell you if you need it.
That's hilarious.
It is. Life's too short not to laugh.
You know what? It stinking is. This episode is powered by OutPost Roasters, small batch, high quality coffee with soul. OutPost Roasters in Johnson City specializes in freshly roasted, small batch, ethically sourced, fair trade local coffee. That's what sets them apart from the big guys. They work directly with small farms and co-ops to ensure responsible practices and rich, balanced flavor in every single cup. Whether it's early mornings or late nights, their 12-ounce bags deliver bold, smooth coffee at a totally fair price. Head to outpostroastersjc.com to explore their blends and single origins. Outpost Roasters, coffee that's definitely worth waking up for.